Are you ready to hear a truth that could change the game? There's a surefire way to grab any woman's attention, and here's a spoiler. It has nothing to do with looking like a movie star or having a fat wallet. While most guys are busy trying to impress with rehearsed lines or forced conversations, you're about to learn something that actually works, and hardly anyone knows about it. Let's be honest, getting stuck in the friend zone after putting in so much effort? That's just not it. Have you been there? You spend hours talking, thinking things are going great, and then she hits you with, "You're like a brother to me." The pain, my friend, is almost physical. But relax, the problem isn't you. It's the way you're playing the game. The truth is, most guys have never learned how to create a genuine emotional connection. And that's where this almost secret technique comes in to completely change the way women see you. Here's the magic. Women don't care about what you have or what you say. They care about how you make them feel. Get it? If you can create moments that stir her emotions, congratulations, because you've just become unforgettable. And the best part, you don't need to be a poet or a dating expert to pull this off. All it takes is a small shift in how you talk, and boom, you're in. So, what's it going to be? Staying stuck in the shadows or learning this insight that could change everything? It's time to step out and show her who you really are. But hold on, this is just the beginning. Ready to dive in and discover how this works in practice? Let's go. Think about that guy everyone seems to remember, while others just fade into the background. There's a trick behind it, and it's not luck. It's pure psychology. Women don't remember what you say. They remember how you make them feel. And most guys completely overlook this. The result? Boring conversations, forgettable dates, and bye-bye interest. Picture a typical date. A guy asks, "What do you do for a living?" Total cliche, right? Now imagine someone asking, "What do you love most about what you do?" Feel the difference? One touches on routine. The other hits the heart. It's not about the question itself, but the kind of emotion it sparks. When you create an emotional spark, you stop being the nice friend and become the guy she can't stop thinking about. The trick is simple. Understand that the female brain processes emotions before logic. In other words, if you don't spark a memorable reaction, you're headed straight for the forgettable shelf. It's almost cruel, but the good news is you can use this to your advantage. Once you learn how to stir her emotions, building a genuine connection becomes a lot easier. And here's the best part. You don't need to be a psychology genius to make this work. The technique is straightforward and works like a treasure map. Want to turn dull conversations into moments she'll remember for weeks? Then buckle up, because the next step will show you exactly how to do it. Ever noticed how some conversations stick in your memory while others disappear faster than pizza at a party? The trick to staying on her mind is simple. Listen. And not the half-listening where you're just planning your next joke. Truly listen like a therapist would. When you do this, magic happens. She feels important. And trust me, nothing is more attractive than that. Forget about planning what to say next. The focus here is capturing feelings, intentions, and even the subtext hidden in her tone or hesitation. Want to go deeper? Questions like, "What made you feel that way?" or "Why was that so important to you?" are emotional silver bullets. It's in these moments that she realizes you're not just hearing, you're truly understanding. While most guys are busy talking about themselves or trying to impress, you're there, standing out with your genuine presence. This isn't just a technique, it's a superpower. When she feels like she can open up to you, the connection hits a completely new level. It's almost like sharing a secret just between you two. Want to turn your next casual chat into something she'll remember forever? Start listening for real. Now, imagine mastering this to the point where any interaction becomes unforgettable. You'll stop competing with generic conversations and become the guy she feels comfortable and special around. Want to know how to practice this and see results instantly? Take a deep breath, because we're just getting started. Boring conversations are like waiting in line at the bank. Everyone wants to get out as fast as possible. "Where do you live?" or "What do you do?" might break the ice, but they don't leave a mark. If you want to be remembered, you have to dig deeper. It's like turning a casual chat into a story she'll want to tell her friends. And guess what? It's easier than you think. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like what you do?" try something like, "What made you choose that profession? Was there a defining moment in your life?" Boom. That's not just a question. It's an invitation for her to relive emotions and associate those memories with you. Yep, you just became the interesting guy. But here's the catch. Guide the conversation subtly. Questions like, what's been the happiest moment of your life so far? Or if you could go back in time, what would you do differently? Are thought-provoking without being intrusive. When she starts reflecting and sharing, that's when the connection happens. This isn't about cheap tricks. It's about creating something real. And the best part, conversations like this build something lasting. Each answer she gives is a step toward a bond that doesn't fade. Now, do you want to be the guy she remembers with a smile? Stay tuned, because in the next step, I'll show you how to tie it all together and leave her wanting more. Creating an emotional connection is like building a bridge, not some rickety wooden one, but something solid that can carry the weight of both her emotions and yours. The first step is asking questions that open her mind like an intriguing book. Questions like, what was the most unexpected moment that made you happy? Or, what keeps you going even on tough days? Are invitations for a conversation that goes beyond surface level. The second step is being 100% present, like that rare friend who truly listens to what you're saying. This means listening with intention, nodding, repeating key phrases, and most importantly, resisting the urge to constantly talk about yourself. Pro tip, she's the star of the moment, and the more you show interest, the more she'll want to open up. The third step is knowing how to go deeper. If she mentions something significant like a dream or a challenge, ask, how has that changed the way you see life today? This is the emotional cherry on top. She's not just reflecting on herself, but realizing that you're genuinely connected. This builds a bond few can achieve, and she'll associate those special moments with you. And of course, there's the golden rule. Let her talk 70% of the time. While she's sharing, you become the guy who doesn't just listen, but truly understands. Want to take your conversations to the next level and make her see you as someone unique? Stay tuned, because now I'm going to tell you what can ruin everything. Even the best conversation can go south with a few classic mistakes. One of the biggest is asking questions in a robotic way, like you're following a script. Nothing kills a connection faster than a conversation that feels rehearsed. Questions need to feel natural, coming from genuine curiosity, not like you're checking items off a list in your head. Another mistake is falling into interview mode. You know that guy who fires off question after question without reacting to her answers? It's a deal breaker. If she shares something emotional and you immediately jump to the next question, the conversation loses all depth. Instead, take the time to explore what she just said and show that you're truly interested. And let's be real, trying too hard to impress is a recipe for disaster. Many guys think they need to spill amazing stories about themselves, but that just screams insecurity. When you shift the focus away from her and onto yourself, it feels like you're begging for validation. The secret is to keep the conversation centered on her, making her feel comfortable and valued. The worst mistake of all? Ignoring emotional cues. If she starts talking passionately about something that excites her, use that moment to dive deeper. Changing the subject, right, then is like pulling the rug out from under her. Avoiding these pitfalls is the key to mastering this technique and becoming someone she genuinely wants to keep around. Ready to put all of this into action and turn your conversations into something unique? Time to make your move. It's time to stop just listening and start doing. Don't wait for the perfect day. It's like the tomorrow of someone who wants to start going to the gym. It never comes. Pick someone right now, whether it's a friend, crush, or even the barista at the coffee shop, and try out the technique. Start with a simple but meaningful question like, if you could relive any day of your life, which one would it be and why? This one's perfect for breaking the ice and maybe sparking a smile. When she answers, don't rush to jump in with your comment or change the subject. Take a deep breath and absorb what she said. Show that you're actively listening and say something like, wow, that must have been amazing for you. What stood out the most about that day? Just like that, you're creating a cycle of connection, and the magic begins to happen. She feels truly heard, and that, my friend, is priceless. While the conversation flows, pay attention to your body language. A great question means nothing if your posture says you're bored at a Monday morning meeting. Lean in slightly, maintain eye contact, and throw in a subtle smile. Small gestures, like nodding while she speaks, show that you're fully present in the moment, not zoning out thinking about your next line. With practice, these conversations will start to flow naturally. It'll feel like you've always known how to create emotional connections. Each time you try, it gets easier and more effective. The question is, will you start today or leave it for later? Because, spoiler, later is already packed with excuses. Ready to turn these interactions into something unforgettable? Let's move to the next step. How many times have you tried, put in the effort, and still ended up alone, while others seem to effortlessly win over any woman? That frustration, that feeling of helplessness, as you watch the woman of your dreams end up with someone else. I know how much it hurts. But here's the good news. You don't have to go through that anymore. The obsession method was designed specifically for guys who are tired of facing rejection and ready to flip the script. With techniques grounded in psychological studies and proven strategies, you'll learn how to make any woman feel an uncontrollable desire for you, even if all you've faced until now is rejection. It's time to stop living with that pain, facing loneliness, and feeling like you're not good enough. The obsession method is the key to turning the page and finally becoming the man who naturally attracts and ignites passion in any woman. End the pain, check the first comment below, and start transforming your love life with a method that's already helped thousands of men just like you. Now that you know what to do, it's time to go even further. This ability to create emotional connections isn't just for seduction. It's a superpower that will enhance all your relationships. Friendships, work, family. Everyone loves to feel heard and understood. And if you master this, you'll become that person everyone wants to have around. To truly evolve, set practical goals. How about starting with one emotional conversation per day? It could be with a friend over lunch or a colleague at the coffee machine. Then reflect. What went well? What can you improve? Every interaction is like a workout. The more you practice, the sharper you get. And don't stress if things don't always go as planned. What matters is the emotional seed you're planting. Another killer tip: ask for feedback. Reach out to close friends and ask things like, do you think I'm a good listener? Or do I make you feel comfortable during conversations? It might feel awkward at first, but these answers are mirrors for you to fine-tune your technique. Small adjustments today lead to massive impacts tomorrow. Trust the process. Remember, the secret is to put it into practice every day until it becomes part of who you are. People don't forget those who make them feel special. By mastering this skill, you won't just stand out, you'll transform. Subscribe to the channel Player and enjoy watching the next video that's playing on the screen.